Thanks to the Splatoon Direct, we know exactly which stages are going to return to the game upon launch. We have Inkblot Art Academy from Splatoon 2, Sturgeon Shipyard from 2, Mako Mart from 2, and Wahoo World from 2, and then Hammerhead Bridge, Museum di Alfonsino, and Mahi Mahi Resort also from the original game. This is a great list of returning stages, and there are definitely some favorites in here. But is it likely that we'll see even more of the older stages return to Splatoon 3? I definitely think so. It's very likely that we'll see this in future updates. So I thought it'd be a fun idea to make a video going over my top stages that I want to see return in Splatoon 3. And down in the comments section below, you can let me know what stages you want to see come back the most. This is just my personal preference. You may disagree that some of these stages need to return, but here are the ones that I want to see. I'm gonna have to start off with Kelp Dome. Now, this stage was featured in both 1 and 2, which I feel like does lower the chances of it returning in 3. But personally, I really love this stage. There is so much to explore and do here. It honestly feels like such a massive map with so many different areas that you can play in. It fits so many different playstyles. I honestly love this one. I have so many good memories of playing this one when it was first introduced to Splatoon 1, and then also when it was in Splatoon 2, I was very happy as well. As I said, I feel like the odds of this one coming back are much lower now, and we may never see this one return. But I don't know, honestly, I could go for more Kelp Dome. I definitely wouldn't be complaining if it did make a comeback. Next, we have Flounder Heights. This is one that I was definitely hoping would return in Splatoon 2, but sadly, that was not the case. However, it seems incredibly likely that this one will actually be making its way back to Splatoon 3, as in the Hero Mode trailer, there was a hidden image of the map. So it definitely seems very likely that in the future, this brilliant stage will be making a comeback. I love this one. Again, it feels so fun to explore. There's so many different little areas for you to check out, and I really love that about this map. And it was made for really interesting matches in my opinion. Now, it definitely felt like snipers and such had a little bit of an advantage on this map, but it wasn't too much of a problem in my opinion. It just made for great matches overall. So I am really hoping that Flounder Heights will make its comeback in 3. I definitely think it's about time. We need to see this one make a comeback. The next one would be Anchovy Games. Now yes, again, this was in Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2, but it was introduced so late into the lifespan of Splatoon 1 that I definitely feel like it needs more time to shine fully in a game. As far as I remember, it even took about a year for it to come to Splatoon 2, so this is one that I'd like to see added early on in 3. Again, I don't know if there's a super high likelihood given the fact that it has been in 2 games already. Maybe that would be a deciding factor in not bringing it back. But I really enjoy this one, and I definitely have no issue with it returning. I feel like it's an interesting map, and it definitely fits in well with the vibes of the new game in my opinion. Finally, Manta Maria. I just love this one. I feel like it was such a fun stage to play on in 2, and it's got the benefit of only being in 1 game so far, so I feel like this is a pretty good candidate for return in Splatoon 3. This just made up for some really interesting matches in all of the different modes in my opinion. It's a really interesting concept for a stage as well, being set on a boat, so I really like the sort of unique location of this one. I actually feel like there's a pretty high likelihood that this one will make its comeback in 3, and I definitely would like to see that. It would also be interesting to see if it's changed as well from Splatoon 2 to 3. That's something I didn't really mention throughout this video, but lots of these older stages could have new adaptations and changes to make them more interesting. I personally think it'd be super interesting if somehow the Manta Maria had become abandoned and was almost like a ghost ship, and it had kind of nighttime sort of creepy vibes to it. I think that would honestly be really cool, especially if there's loads of kind of holes around as well that maybe you'd have to watch out for falling into. But let me know in the comment section down below, what stages do you think need to return the most in Splatoon 3? Maybe they've been in both games, maybe they've only been in 1 game so far. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like to support the content, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on channel notifications for more Splatoon 3 content.